Hi, everybody. Welcome to Can You Be a Hypnotist? My name is Erica Flint, and thank you for joining today. So if you are joining live or if you are joining and watching the replay, welcome. I'm happy to have you here today. So what I want you to do is just get comfortable. This presentation, this master training is about 90 minutes, but we're going to go over some really awesome information about hypnosis, hypnotherapy, what it takes to be a hypnotist, and you guys will get to learn more about what the profession is like and see if it's something that you want to do. All right, so let's just dive in and get started. If you have any problems, if you're not seeing me or you're not seeing the presentation, refresh your screen. Usually that will fix the issue. All right, so let's just get started here. All right, so my name is Erica Flint. I'm a best-selling author, an award-winning hypnotist, and an award-winning hypnotherapy instructor as well. And I love helping people take their passion and their compassion for helping others and turn it into a full-time business. I love helping my hypnotists grow their business to six-figure businesses while they get to do fulfilling work, helping people with the power of hypnosis. I started this in 2013. I had a personal, I was in the software industry for almost 15 years when I realized I wanted to do something different. It was a great job and the benefits were great. I loved software programming. I loved programming computers. I love all of that work. However, it wasn't as fulfilling. I got to a place in my life when I wanted something more. And if you guys are following me online at all, you know, part of my story is just a personal challenge in my life. And I wanted, I went through this personal challenge and hypnosis really saved me. And then I realized what hypnosis was really doing, which I'll share with you guys in a little bit. And when I figured out what hypnosis was really doing, I was really excited because I realized it gives us power. It gives us a lot of power over what our own life, what we're thinking, what we're feeling, how to make changes in our life very rapidly. So basically it gives us full power to our conscious thinking. And it's a very dynamic and exciting profession to be in right now. And so let's get started. I want to tell you guys all about that. One of the things that I love about hypnosis is being able to help people even when everything else they've tried has failed. Often our clients are coming to us as the very last resort. They've tried everything, and that is the case for Linda. So Linda came to see me, this was a few years ago. I just spoke with her recently, though she's still doing really awesome. So I love that. I love when my clients check in with me later. So she was having debilitating nightmares. And she had a lot of significant trauma in her life, and she tried everything. She had seen counselors, she had gone to her doctor, she had read all the books, she had done everything that she wanted to do. And what really brought her to me for hypnosis was that she was pregnant. She was going to have her first baby, and she did not want her little one, her new baby, to kind of pick up on the anxiety and the trauma that she was experiencing in her life. So we worked together, and after the second session of hypnosis, her nightmares were gone. They were totally gone. And when I spoke with her earlier this year, she still hasn't had any nightmares. She feels at peace. She's happy. And so even though she had tried everything else, it really was hypnosis and the work that we did together that helped eliminate that part of her brain that kept on replaying that old trauma over and over again. It was really rewarding helping her. Now she gets to be the mom that she wants to be. She ended up going back to work. So this was just the beginning of a really happy story for her. So as hypnotists, we get to help people with some of the biggest challenges in their life. And even when other things haven't worked, hypnosis can still work. And I'll tell you guys in a little bit why that happens, okay? I want to tell you another story first. Hypnosis works. This is a little intro into why hypnosis works. Hypnosis works below the level of conscious thinking. Okay, now we call that, it works in the subconscious or unconscious. Our conscious mind is really limited to about 7 to 9 bits of information. And so our conscious mind is kind of, what we're focusing on right now. You can think of it as just really, if you're paying attention to this webinar right now, then that's where your focus is. If you're kind of daydreaming, or maybe, one of your kids or somebody at work is trying to get your attention, that is where your conscious mind is at. But there's something more important that's driving your behavior and your thinking, and it's underneath the surface. And that's what we tap into with hypnosis. We get at that bigger part of who we are. And oftentimes people don't realize how much that is impacting their behavior. And so with hypnosis, we can really quickly, with the right hypnosis, make big changes in people's lives at that level. And it seems easy to our clients, which is really fascinating. Hypnosis uncovers the issue. So a lot of times what we're doing consciously when we have problems is, we'll talk about it with our friends. Oh, I think this is happening, or, he did this and she said that, and it made me feel this way, that type of talking about it. Again, that is our conscious thinking on any topic, and that helps us solve a lot of normal problems in our life. But if there's something that you're not able to solve, okay, and this is the truth for a lot of our clients, they believe they should be able to fix something. So they know it up here, they know in their mind what they should be doing, but in the moment they don't ever follow through. And there's a very clear disconnect between what they're thinking and how they're feeling inside. And so when that happens, they feel very frustrated that they're not able to follow through. So what I tell my clients is that, hypnosis is different, and you can expect different results. And that's what we see in the hypnosis office all the time. Life-changing results for our clients. Okay, so this story was about a grandmother that I worked with. And the reason that she came to see me was she has a fear of flying. Now, she's had a fear of flying for a very long time. And at least to her, it was kind of annoying, but it didn't bother her to the extent that it did by the time she came to see me. And it was because she was going to be a grandmother for the first time. So she came to see me. She did not want to miss out on her meeting her new grandbaby. She didn't know what it was going to be at the time, if it was going to be a boy or a girl. But with hypnosis, in 2 sessions of hypnosis, her fear of flying was eliminated. So she was able to, and this was just the beginning for her. She went and saw it ended up being a little girl. She ended up visiting her granddaughter, and her daughter ended up having more kids. So this was a couple of years ago. But that just opened up a whole new world for her. She started traveling with her friends. Her husband had passed. She started traveling with her friends, and now she's just off seeing the world. So these 2 sessions of hypnosis for her, yes, she got to be there for the birth of her first granddaughter, but it opened up an entire new world for her that really she had been holding back on. So that was life. And it's really amazing to be part of that process. Now, Mary lost 40 pounds with hypnosis. And one of the things that I want you guys to know about hypnosis is that for a lot of our clients, they're not suffering from rational issues. They know that they shouldn't be eating the cupcakes. They realize they probably shouldn't have the ice cream, and they can make all the plans in the world. But when that moment comes and they're not feeling well, at the end of the day, they're stressed, whatever it is, they're still turning to those foods that they know aren't good for them. And I hope a lot of people end the painful cycle of emotional eating, and Mary was one of them. As a matter of fact, I've authored 2 books on this topic and help a lot of people lose weight with hypnosis. One of the things that I love to do now is I train all my hypnotists to do the same thing. So I've got a lot of my hypnosis graduates out there helping people lose weight. This is a tremendously fulfilling part, because a lot of people that want to lose weight, they don't feel good. They don't feel good about themselves. They think there's something wrong with them. They know what they should be doing. Same message, right? They know what they should be doing, but they don't follow through. So they just think that, what's wrong with me, right? So in this case with Mary, it removed the root issue, which was something that had happened to her when she was younger, where she just didn't feel good. She was just basically treated unwanted. She was treated as an unwanted child. And so that was just not very happy for her. Once we resolved that, she started feeling better and was able to follow through on the things that she knew she wanted to do. Jim, yes. The medical, I think so too, Jim. And let me tell you something. Thank you for posting that. I'm not going to have time to comment on every single one of your guys' posts, but I want to if there's time, because I think it's more effective for us to have more of a conversation. What I find that is most effective for people is they have their own personal transformation first. And that's my experience. And some of the best hypnotists out there, they all have their own struggles, challenges, and this will come up in a later slide. I'm going to address this specifically. But a lot of my students come to me and they're thinking, how can I help people? I have my own problems, right? And so during the course itself is designed to help you with the power of hypnosis, become a true believer in hypnosis, and resolve your own issues. Well, once you resolve your own issues with hypnosis, then it's really easy to do that with others because you totally believe in it. You have the right techniques, and then you're going to be able to help others. So I think that you're going to be able to incorporate, as a side comment here too, Jim, you would be able to incorporate in hypnosis into the work that you're already doing. As a matter of fact, I have a lot of massage therapists, nurses, other styles of healers, Reiki, energy healing, EFT. There's something else that just popped up. Oh, coaches, tons of coaches that just want to help people with more effective strategies. So it gets integrated into other things that they're already doing. Okay. So good question. And yes, you could do that. All right. So this is a really interesting aspect of hypnosis. What types of things do we help people with? We help people with almost everything. Okay. So if I'm teaching this in front of a group of people, I'll ask them, okay, raise your hand if you know somebody who wants to lose weight, right? Raise your hand if you know somebody who wants to stop smoking. Raise your hand if you know somebody who wants to sleep better. Raise your hand if you know somebody who has a lack of self-confidence, right? Raise your hand if you know someone who, like Jim, has maybe a medical issue, right? Maybe something going on there, psychosomatic pain, or some type of traumatic pain or a disease where it's just organic and there's nothing that the doctors can do. Well, we can reduce the sensation of suffering. Okay, so we can help people lead better lives and improve their quality of life with hypnosis. So let me ask you guys something, because I'd love to get your feedback. Type into the chat kind of what you were thinking. Like, what was it that you were thinking that you want to help people with? Maybe it's yourself first, but maybe it's other people. Go ahead and type in the chat what you were thinking. What kind of issue were you thinking that maybe you wanted to start helping people with? Just go ahead and type that into the chat. So Jim, maybe for you it would be the limp or the medical issue there with MS, right? But I want to get some feedback from some of the others of you guys that are on the call. What were you thinking that you want to help people with specifically? We help people with relationship issues. So I've got a lot of people who, they have past issues with, like a relationship, like an ex-husband or an ex-wife, or a relationship that went bad, or a child, a grown adult where they don't have good relationships with that person anymore, or a parent or something like that. Oh, Melody, that would be a really good one. Fear. We help a lot of people with fear. As a matter of fact, fear is one of the root issues that we're almost always helping all of our clients with. They're afraid of one thing or another. They're afraid of not being good enough. They're afraid of being rejected. They're afraid, or there's shame or something like that. And Liz, fear public speaking. And you got to think about, if somebody's public speaking and they can do it without fear, well, what's the end result there? So they're going to be able to grow their business or grow their company. They're going to be able to stand up on a platform and share their message, right? So if they have a powerful message that they want to share with people that they're really passionate about, but they're afraid to get up on stage, hypnosis can empower them to feel good about sharing their message. Money issues, big one, being on time, procrastination, all of those things. Those are all really good things. And yes, we help people with hypnosis with those things. So kind of bottom line, anytime somebody thinks they should be able to do something, but they're not able to do it, that is a real clear indicator that there's a disconnect between kind of what they want. That's what we consider like the heart. Yes, I want to do this, and then like the desire, like they know that they should be able to, right? And they want to, but it's not happening in real time, right? It's not, there's something holding them back. And a lot of it is fear. Okay. Stage fright, inconsistent confidence. Yep. PTSD. We help a lot of people with PTSD. You just need a referral. Anytime that we do something of a medical nature, we just get a referral from their primary care physician or their medical provider. It's really easy. We work alongside the medical profession all the time with all sorts of things: panic attacks, anxiety disorder, endometriosis, pain, chronic pain, cancer pain, people going through cancer. I know a lot of my colleagues are helping people that are getting a diagnosis of something like cancer. And it's not just about the treatment. It's not just about, it's the fear of the treatment, and the family, and everybody gets nervous and scared. And so hypnosis can be highly effective in those types of situations. So yes, very good. And absolutely with weight loss. And there's so many things that go with weight loss, right? It is body image. It's lack of self-confidence. It's not feeling good enough. It's not really, like, people aren't really being themselves. And I hear this all the time because I help a lot of people lose weight. It's about 60% of my business. And so just to kind of share a little behind the scenes in my business, I teach this hypnosis certification course that I'm going to be telling you guys about. I teach this a bunch of times in the year, 4, 5, or 6 times a year. And that just depends on my schedule. For example, last year I was traveling. I gave a speech in Scotland. I was on a television program. So depending on my calendar and my schedule, I'll teach it 4 to 6 times a year. When I'm not teaching, though, I see clients full time. So I'm a full-time hypnotist when I'm not teaching the course. And I think that that's a really important aspect of being a really great trainer. There's other trainers out there that they just kind of, they kind of have like they're trying to just get as many people through the system as possible. I have the exact opposite approach. I don't want to get as many students through my system as possible. I want the right students. I want to get the right people to take my training, because the people that I want to train want to be professional hypnotists, not hobby hypnotists, not weekend hypnotists, not stage hypnotists. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's not who I'm training. I'm training people who want to, in some capacity, be professional hypnotists. And what does that mean? You're exchanging money for hypnosis services. Okay. Helping people with depression. Yes, that's a good one. You have to be careful with that one. You want to ask them if they have a diagnosis of depression, but we help a lot of people with that type of a thing. So you just get a referral from their primary care doctor. Half the time you ask somebody, do you have a referral or do you have a diagnosis? They just say, no, I just know I'm depressed. And then you can help them. We call it sadness. So you help people tap into that place inside of them where they experience joy, where they feel happiness. And it's really easy to do with hypnosis. All right. One thing that I want to point out at the bottom of this screen, you guys, charisma, aging, beauty. Some of you mentioned public speaking. There's a lot of people out there who don't like that they're getting older. They don't like how it feels. So there's an aspect of aging and beauty that comes into play with low self-confidence, right? And so hypnosis can be used there. And I'm here in Bellingham, Washington, where Western Washington University is, and there's a lot of college students here. We have a lot of people that we help with anxiety, but it's not just the college students. Okay, so we've helped people with professional exams, okay, to get their nursing exam, to get all sorts of those types of professional exams, but also younger people. So we have a significant amount of younger people that we're helping here. And it usually has to do with them transitioning from one school to another. And what I mean by that is they're going from grade school to junior high. And when they go from grade school to junior high, there's just a lot of uncomfortable feelings. There's cliques that start, and people are changing friends and boyfriends and girlfriends. And so a lot of our young people just get so stressed. They can't even really do their schoolwork because they're worried about all of the social aspects of their job. And so the value that we provide to the community, I'm just really proud of the work that we're doing here at Cascade Hypnosis Center. I've got 4 other hypnotists that work here with me, but we're really helping the community, right? We're helping the young people. We're helping the older people. We're helping people lose weight. We're helping people get rid of fear and anxiety. And I want to invite you guys to be able to provide that level of support in your community as well. So that's why I'm here. I can't do it alone. That's what I figured out. Hypnosis was just so awesome and fascinating as far as I'm concerned. It's really tapping into our own inherent power. I believe that as humans, we are highly resilient. There's probably a moment in your life when you were like, everything came together. Timing was perfect, synchronicity, serendipity, whatever word you want to throw in there, in pure alignment, right? It was all right there. That's what we get to do on purpose with hypnosis. So, I mean, it is just really a state of optimal existence. And then we get to point it at whatever the client wants. All right. So it's really, really fascinating and enjoyable work. All right. The possibilities are endless with hypnosis. We kind of already talked about this, but almost everybody you meet could benefit from hypnosis. And so what that really means is that there is a great demand for good hypnotists. Okay, I'll warn you guys, there are training programs out. It's not regulated. Okay, so in most states, becoming a hypnotist is not regulated, or hypnotherapist. It is here in the state of Washington where I am, but in most states it is not. And so what that means is you'll have a lot of people who take these weekend training courses, or they'll take an online training course. And the danger to that, in my opinion, to the profession, is that they don't do a very good job. They don't do a very good job. They do kind of like a half-assed job, okay? And then they get mediocre results. And then what happens is the client thinks, hypnosis, yeah, it kind of worked, all right? We don't want to do that. I want to train you to be one of the best hypnotists in the world. We do world-class hypnosis certification training here, okay? So that is the goal. The best hypnosis training in the world. That is the goal. That's what I deliver every single time I teach this class. And so my students are out there being successful professional hypnotists, doing great things in their community. All right, moving on. Help facilitate life-changing transformation. This picture here comes from what I call the Hypnosis Success Board. If you guys follow me online at all, I post things from the Hypnosis Success Board regularly. These are self-reported results from my clients. They come in, they're super excited. Oh my gosh, Erica, I lost 5 pounds this week and I didn't even try, or I fell asleep really easily, or I passed the exam, or my relationship with my mom is good again because I'm not upset about this anymore and it's shifted our relationship in a positive way. Oh, I was able to travel, all sorts of things. So this Hypnosis Success Board is full of hundreds and hundreds of self-reported client wins. And I picked some of my favorites. This is one of my favorites. I've waited 60 years to say that I am enough and believe it. Right? Isn't that beautiful? I mean, so many people go through their life and they're just, they're people pleasers. They're trying to please everybody, but they never get around to pleasing themselves. And so at some point in their life, people get tired and they're like, why am I doing this? Why am I working so hard? And I'm not happy. And a lot of times they'll come to see me. That's usually not the presenting issue. The presenting issue is usually some form of, I need to lose weight. I'm too stressed. I need to stop smoking, or I need to stop drinking. Okay, so what they're doing is they're coping with their issue, with a coping strategy that is causing them to gain weight, or they believe that they're drinking too much or smoking too much. But this end result where somebody feels like they're finally good enough. I have another one where somebody felt like, what was it? Something about enough, and about just being really happy with themselves, like not needing external approval, not needing somebody to tell them that they look good or that they're smart. They believed it for themselves. And that type of belief where you just feel good about yourself is so powerful. That's the type of confidence that I want to instill in my clients, because when we do that, everything else is easy. It doesn't mean that there aren't challenges, but everything else is so much easier. So clients walk out of the office with a completely new perspective on life, a completely new perspective on themselves. Okay. It's amazing. So I just said this, right? They come in because of a presenting issue like weight loss, but they leave with so much more. A lot of times for our clients, they don't even realize how bad things are. Like they don't realize that, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I was still carrying that around. We'll go through a session of hypnosis and they feel a sense of lightness, right? I feel lighter. As a matter of fact, that's why I wrote my second book here, is called Lighter, because so many of my clients would report to me, I feel lighter, I feel lighter, I feel lighter, I feel lighter. It's an emotional lightness, but you feel it in your body. There's a lightness, there's a grace, there's kind of like this gentleness and happiness that goes along with that. So I feel true happiness for the first time in decades. It's amazing. I have a lot of clients say to me, Erica, you changed my life. But my belief is that they changed their own life. And I'll always turn that back to them and tell them, you changed your life, right? You're the one that did it. As hypnotists, we are facilitating that change. Okay, we work as coaches or guides in that process, but our clients are doing all the work, which is amazing because that means that they can continue to get those results. Okay. One of my favorite poems, and this describes for me what I am trying to do with my clients. Don't you hear it? She asked. And I shook my head no. And then she started to dance, and suddenly there was music everywhere. And it went on for a very long time. And when it finally found words, all I could say was, thank you. This is what I'm trying to do with every single one of my clients. I want them to be able to tap into the music inside of them, to the beauty inside of them that they have forgotten about. When they do that, that's what I call life-giving energy. When we do that for our clients, the body will self-correct if we give it an opportunity to. All right. This is called unheard music. It's a beautiful poem. I have it in my classroom. So when you guys come here to train with me, if you do, and I hope you do, you'll be able to see this up on the walls by Steve Andreas. Thank you. You changed my life. I hear this all the time. And my response, as I told you guys earlier, you did that. You changed your life. I want to talk about a couple of these, though, because they can help you guys understand the other types of things that we help people with. So the one on the left there, I've lost almost all the weight that I wanted, but my neuropathy is better, and that was unexpected. She didn't even tell me she had neuropathy. She had cancer, and neuropathy is a common side effect of some types of chemo, is my understanding. And so she couldn't do some of her favorite things anymore. So neuropathy is really where you're feeling a numbness in your body. And so she couldn't, she did, I don't remember what it was. It was like quilting, or I think it was needlepoint. She loved to do needlepoint, do it anymore. So she basically, not only through chemo, not only through that process, it was breast cancer. She had to go through that whole process, but then she lost the ability to do one of her favorite things in the whole world that she loved to do. She comes to see me because she wanted to lose weight, but by the 4th session, her neuropathy was significantly better. She was thrilled because now she's losing weight and it's easy, but she's also doing her needlepoint again. I didn't even know that was an issue, so we weren't focusing on it. The reason I want to share this with you is that when we get to that root cause and help people make these big changes, the body will autocorrect and other things will start working again. Okay. So she was just thrilled with that response. And I was too, of course. The one on the right is from a young person. And this one just like melts my heart. This young person, as I said earlier, she had transitioned schools and her best friend found a new best friend. And she was just really stressed and sad and just felt terrible. What's wrong with me? Why is my best friend doesn't want to be friends with me anymore? And so she started pulling out her eyelashes and her eyebrows. It's called trichotillomania, is the medical term for it. But after a few sessions, she stopped doing that. So then she started feeling better about herself. And then her brows and her lashes started filling in again. And then she started feeling better overall. And she found a new set of friends. So it's just a really happy ending for a young person. I love helping young people here because we get to help them when they're young, and they can avoid all of the other issues. When I work with adults, sometimes their issues started when they were younger. And I wish I could have been helping them then. But nonetheless, I'll help people when they come into the office. So at any rate, it was really rewarding to be able to help this young person. So how does hypnosis actually work? It's often misunderstood. So I'd love to hear from you guys. Okay, so post in the chat. What do you hear about hypnosis that you either wonder, is it really true, or you hope that it isn't true? I'll give you an example. One of the common misperceptions about hypnosis is that it's mind control, right? Like the hypnotist has control over your mind. So go ahead and type in chat what you have heard about hypnosis that may or may not be true. And I'll keep talking because I want you guys to know that hypnosis is a normal and natural state of mind. So it's focused awareness. Okay. So it's really deep state of focused awareness. You might have been in hypnosis before when you're watching a really good movie. Okay. And it's captivating. So the movie is captivating. You are really into the movie, and someone might even walk in the room and call your name, but you don't hear them. Okay. So that would be a very likely case of that you would likely be in a state of hypnosis there. And I say likely because what you guys would learn if you took my class is we don't guess. We don't guess if our clients are in hypnosis or not. We have very critical tests to make sure that our clients are in the right state of hypnosis. This is what sets us apart from other kind of hypnosis training where you just hope that your client gets into some level of hypnosis. We don't do that with this training. This is criteria based. So you guys will learn to do a hypnotic induction, bring hypnosis into somebody and then test them, okay? If you're watching a really good movie, we're not going to do that. But you are very likely in a state of hypnosis when you're watching a good movie. When you're reading, when you're listening to music and you feel something, you feel connected to the story. Really, any time that time is just passing by and you don't notice it, that's likely a state of hypnosis. Luna Rosa, that hypnosis can make you do things you don't want to do. That's not true. We have no control over our clients. None at all. But I'll tell you something. A lot of our clients come to us because they want us to help them do something that they do want to do, but they are afraid to do. So I just want to say that caveat that you don't want to do. So let's just say with the example of stage fright, somebody wants to get up on stage and do a really well thought out and performed presentation, but they're afraid. So there's kind of like this push-pull thing. Yes, they want to get up there and do it. Okay, and the hypnotist isn't going to force them to go up there and do it. The hypnotist is going to help them through the power of hypnosis feel confident, right? And feel excited, right? We're going to help transition that fear to excitement, right? So they're going to be excited to get up on stage and do it, all right? So really, hypnosis can make you do things you don't want to do. Hypnosis can help you do things that you do want to do, okay? But it's really up to the client. The hypnotist has no control over that. And if the changes are lasting, the changes are more likely to be lasting through hypnosis because we get at that really deep level, okay? There's no guarantee that changes are lasting ever. And I think this is a good thing, okay? We all have free will. We can all change our mind. So nothing is permanent, written in stone. We never give our clients a guarantee. But I'll tell you this, when we make changes at that really deep level, we help our clients understand, I don't even want to do that anymore, okay? So the distinction would be, for my weight loss clients, there's a part of them that does still like to eat the sugary food, okay? And if you think about it, we're born with a taste for sugar, right? And so what that means is biologically, we are attracted to eating sugar, okay? So in general, people like sugar, okay? However, in a hypnosis session, a client could realize, oh my gosh, okay, so I see the cupcake. Yes, it would taste good. We could all agree that, a cupcake in general tastes good. Okay, but this is better. I get to feel good about myself. I get to lose weight and fit in those cute jeans. I get to do the marathon, hike the hike. So I want this more. Okay, so we get to make really deep changes in the client's perception of themselves and other things. So in general, the changes are much longer lasting than anything else, but because of free will and because of the fact our clients can change their mind all the time, it's not written in stone. They can still change. And so that's why with really good hypnosis and really good hypnosis training, you guys will learn how to effectively help your client make that change at such a deep level, it becomes kind of an identity change. And what I mean by that is somebody would, in the case of the cupcake, say, you know what, I just choose, like, I'm just not the person who eats the cupcakes for pleasure anymore. I'd rather go on a walk because that's more important to me. So it really becomes part of a client's identity. And when we make changes at that deep level, then it's really, really easy for them to keep up with it. Okay, good questions, you guys. Thank you. All right. Everyday examples of hypnosis, watching a great movie, listening to music, reading. We already talked about all of those things. Oh, playing an instrument. So any musicians out there playing an instrument, listening to music. So there's all sorts of examples where you're going into a normal and natural state of hypnosis. And I like to bring this up because I want people to understand that hypnosis is safe. It's totally safe. We just do it on purpose. That is the point. We can do it repeatedly. We can do it on purpose in the hypnosis office every single time, okay? As long as your client wants to do hypnosis with you and you get great training, you'll be able to do hypnosis with them. It's an opt-in, okay? We're not gonna force hypnosis on anybody. You can't force hypnosis on anybody, okay? And we wouldn't want to because the changes wouldn't be good anyway, all right? So it's an opt-in from our clients. And then when they do that, we're able to help facilitate that change in them, but they're doing all the work, okay? All right, so You guys might not already realize this, but what is the most hypnotic device out there? You guessed it. It's watching television. All right. So our clients, our potential clients are coming home after a long, stressful day. They sit in front of the television and they get programmed. They get programmed with messaging. And guess what's on that messaging? If you guys watch television, you know, if you hate commercials, you know what's happening. You're not good enough. You need to buy this product. You need to drink this beer and get the girls. You need to drive this car and get the girls. You need to buy this product for your kids so they're successful. You need all of these things. This is what's happening to the general population, to the public. They are feeling and being presented with an ongoing stream of messaging that they are not good enough, that they need to have these other things to strive and be successful. Okay, so, you know, when people are sitting in front of the television, they're just kind of zoning out and staring at the television, and they're just listening to that messaging over and over and over and over again, and they start to believe it. Okay, so we have a big job. We have a big job in front of us to help undo all of that hypnosis that people are getting from normal advertising, making them think that they're not good enough, right? Okay. Hypnosis is lightning fast. All right, so you guys have probably heard of a phobia. A phobia is a medical term for something, an irrational fear of something. But you know what? Phobias can be learned in an instant. A phobia is an example of the brain learning something instantly. Afraid of spiders, afraid of heights, whatever it is. And so the reason I want to point this out is I want you to understand that the brain learns very fast. And with hypnosis and really good hypnosis, you can help your clients learn really super fast in the same way, just something they actually want to learn, okay? And so I think it's a really powerful insight to understand that our brains are highly resilient. They learn very, very fast. We want to capture that power of the brain and just use it in an effective way for our clients. It does not take very long to get real lasting change for our clients. As a matter of fact, I mean, I've had clients where they've been in therapy or something else for decades, 10, 20 years. And in 1 or 2 sessions of hypnosis, their problem is gone, okay? Now, on average, I work with clients 4 or 5 sessions, okay? And we'll go over that in a little bit. I want to do really effective work with my clients, 100% work. Now, if you guys are familiar with the profession at all, you might know some hypnotists who like to talk about doing it in 1 session or doing it in 2 sessions, and I don't agree with that. And here's why. Because our clients come to us with problems that they've usually been suffering from for a very long time. You might be able to help them with significant results in that first session, like maybe 50% or maybe 60%, and maybe by the second session, you're giving them 30%. But if you don't do 100%, what's going to happen is 6 months later, that extra 20% that you didn't do is going to cause them to go back. And they're going to start smoking again. They're going to start drinking again. And then guess what they're going to think? They're going to think, I guess the hypnosis didn't work. Okay? And so a big part of professional hypnotherapy with clients is making sure that you are doing complete work. Okay? And that usually takes 4 or 5 sessions, not 1, not 2. The 1 or 2 is kind of magical and people like it, but it's not. I'm not saying it can't be possible because I believe everything's possible. It's just not likely, okay? And I want to do really thorough work with my clients. And I want you guys to too. I want all my graduates to do extremely thorough work with their clients, okay? All right, let's see here. Oh, one thing that I want to point out here, you guys have probably heard of willpower, right? So willpower uses the conscious mind. As I said earlier, it's where you're pointing your attention, right? So if you've ever tried to do something by willpower alone, you're paying attention to something. Oh, I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to eat healthy. Or I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to smoke, whatever it is. I'm going to work out today. And as long as you can keep that information and that message in your mind, then you'll probably be pretty successful. But what happens more likely than not is, because willpower is energy driven. Okay. If you got a lot of energy, right, you wake up in the morning, you have good intention of following through on something, then usually you can do it. But for most people, their will dissipates when they get tired. So that's what I want you to realize. Willpower is energy driven and it's part of the conscious mind. So that's like this little bit here on top of the iceberg. It's just the tip of the iceberg. If we want to make lasting changes, and I addressed this a little bit earlier, we want to make lasting changes. We want to do it at the subconscious mind. We want to do it at that deeper level. And that is the bigger part of our mind anyway. It's not limited to the 7 to 9 bits of information. Okay, moving on. So here's the truth about hypnosis. You are in control at all times when in hypnosis. So our clients are in control at all times. The hypnotist has no control. You are conscious and alert the whole time. Now, to be clear, there are very deep states of hypnosis that we could get our clients into for surgery and things like that. But to a very large degree, getting clients into that very, very, very deep state of hypnosis is not helpful, because we need to be interactive with our clients. We need them to remember things. So the only time that you would ever get your client into a state where they weren't alert is if they were going into surgery and they were, for example, allergic to the anesthesia to some degree. So you can put your clients into very deep states of hypnosis for major surgery. And it could be just the hypnosis alone. That's how powerful it is. It's just not effective for the hypnosis office for most of our clients, because we want our clients to be able to remember and we want our clients to be interactive. Okay, so to a very, very, I'd say 99.9% of our clients, you're conscious and alert the entire time. And that's by design. Okay, we want them to remember. You'll hear and remember everything that was said. Again, we want our clients to hear and remember everything that was said. Anything that you might have seen in a movie where it kind of sneaks in and the client looks like they're sleeping, that's just not true. That's just Hollywood. Okay, it's just intended to be for an interesting story. And same thing with stage shows. Okay, stage hypnosis shows are for entertainment. They are not for health and healing. Okay, so they do that same type of thing there. Your hypnotist serves as a coach or a guide. Okay, your hypnotist isn't doing anything to you. They are guiding you to your own internal resources. All right. It aligns what you know. So what you know in here and how you feel. So in that moment, right? In that moment of, should I have the cupcake? It's easy to say no. You're like, no, I just, I don't feel like having the cupcake. So wouldn't it be easy to follow through on things you want to do if you just didn't feel like it anymore? That's what a lot of clients feel. And that's why weight loss with hypnosis can seem so easy to clients. And this is the response that I get from them so often. I lost, just yesterday, as a matter of fact, client said that she lost 4 pounds this week and she didn't even try. And that's just the way it is with hypnosis, because we're getting at that really deep place. They're not consciously trying. That's what she's saying to me. She's not consciously trying. It's happening at a deeper level. Okay, so it seems effortless, which is really on purpose as far as I'm concerned, because if it's effortless, then when it's stressful, when their life is stressful, it's easy to keep doing it, right? How many times have you guys started some type of, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to work out this week or whatever it is, but then, come Thursday, you don't want to cook your dinner anymore. You want to get the pizza, right? You're tired. It's been a long week, right? We want to make changes below that level so that it's not effort driven, not willpower, much more powerful, longer lasting results. So who can be a hypnotist? All right. I get this question all the time. People think, oh my gosh, do I have to have a 4-year degree? Do I need to be a counselor? Do I need a degree in psychology, psychotherapy? And the answer is no. The only thing that you need is an LE. So what's an LE? An LE is life experience. Okay. And as far as I'm concerned, you just need to be a compassionate person. You need to actually want to help people. Okay. I'm not going to tell you this is an easy job. It's not easy. It's extremely fulfilling. Okay. But we help people with some of the biggest issues in their life. So just to let you know, I'm not going to tell you it's easy. It's fulfilling. It's extremely fulfilling. It's not hard either. It's just not, it's just not one of those jobs where you're like, hey, yeah, I'm making good money. I'm just going to keep doing it. That's not what it's like. Okay. You make great money, and it can be challenging, but very fulfilling. Okay. So that's kind of what you want, a really fulfilling job where you can also make great money and help people. Hypnosis might be the right thing for you. You don't need any additional type of 4-year degree. The course that I'm going to tell you about will teach you everything that you need to know. The most important thing is that you have your heart in the right place. Okay. You don't even have to feel ready. Okay. I used to think, and I used to ask students, are you ready to do this? And I realized that's not the right question. You don't have to be ready. You just have to want to. Okay. So don't feel like you have to be ready. And this happens all the time. And I mentioned it earlier. A lot of students will say, well, how can I help people? Like, I feel like I'm really screwed up myself, right? Like I've got all these problems. And a lot of times, just so that you guys know, a lot of students that come to me, That's why they're drawn to hypnosis. They're drawn because they feel really messed up, this or that, or something happened to them with a relationship or childhood or sexual, emotional abuse, okay, that type of a thing, unresolved issues in their own life, and they want hypnosis to help themselves. And so if that's you, just know that this training is designed to help you through that first, so that you can become a true believer. Okay, you don't have to be ready, you just have to want to. Okay. It's very interesting and fulfilling work. So this was one of my clients a long time ago. She was a singer, and she had an injury. And so she couldn't perform anymore. This was her livelihood. Okay, she could not perform anymore. And she'd been to the doctor. They had basically told her that the injury wasn't going to get any better than it already had got. So it had healed as much as they thought it was going to heal, and she was just going to have to live with it, basically. And that wasn't good enough for her. So she came to me, and after, I think it was 3 sessions of hypnosis in this case, and we always do 4 or 5, but I'm just telling you, it was the 3rd one that was really stood out to her as being the remarkably life-changing one for her. Her back pain went away. It was associated with some deep-seated anger and resentment of something else. Okay, so sometimes our clients don't understand the connection between how they feel in their body and what is going on in their head. Okay. So she fully recovered. She was performing again. The pain went away, and she just went back to her life the way it was before, and just happier than ever before. Okay. One of my favorite quotes: "I wish I could show you when you are lonely or in darkness the astonishing light of your own being." And this is what I think about when I'm working with my clients, because so many of them feel like there is something inherently wrong with them. Okay, so many of my clients think there really is something wrong with me, Erica. Like I get what you're saying. Like everybody else, there wasn't anything wrong with them, but me, there is something wrong with me. And so a lot of people actually believe this, and it's just been a message that they've learned for a long time, and it gets repeated. They're actually kind of the way that they're perceiving the world. Every time they hear something is basically telling them that there's something wrong with them. And so it's my goal, it's my position, it is my desire and my purpose in life to help everybody know that they are loved, they belong, they are wanted, they matter. And I'm doing that through the power of hypnosis. And I can't do it alone. I need a lot more people like you to train to help other people feel this way. And so when I'm working with clients, I am looking for that light. That's what we are searching for. We're searching for the light within our clients. We're helping them reconnect with that light inside of them. And it might be music. It might be art. Okay. So when we reconnect our clients with that light inside of them, they do amazing things. All right. We don't even have to really do that much work anymore. As a matter of fact, I kind of get out of the way sometimes. I see my clients just come alive, and they're just so happy and passionate, and everything just starts flowing for them once again, right? So to a large degree, this is what we're doing. We are helping our clients find the light inside of them, and then all of that other stuff kind of takes care of itself, but we do it in a very systematic way. Okay, this is not woo-woo-y or energy woo-woo-y or anything like that, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. As a matter of fact, I'm a very spiritual person, but this technique works really well for people across the entire spectrum, whether they're woo-woo, religious, secular, whatever it is. It works across all that because it's a systematic approach. Okay. My business is called Cascade Hypnosis Center, and Cascade, when I first named it Cascade, first of all, I'm here in the Pacific Northwest. We have the Cascade Mountains, but it's really like one change leads to another, right? So one small change leads to another change. So you become hopeful, right? And then with that hope, you're motivated. And with that hope and with that motivation, then you're able to follow through on something that maybe was scary before. And so it just leads to bigger and bigger. I call this kind of like the upward spiraling vortex of good stuff. Okay. But when I looked up what the word actually means a couple of years ago, I also noticed that it means a process where information or knowledge is passed on. So I thought, well, that's perfect. That's what I'm doing here by training students to do the same thing that I do. I'm going to give you guys everything that I know, everything that I know how to do, everything that's working in the industry. I'm totally on the leading edge of all of the great hypnosis work, and I can tell you more about that. But for right now, what I want you to understand is that I am highly committed to the success of my students and my graduates. It is fulfilling and rewarding career. So this is just basically 2017 for me. I published a book. I was on television. I won the NGH Visionary Award for hypnotists, and I won the Hypnotherapist Trainer of the Year. So that was my last year in a nutshell. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because you guys get to design your own career as a hypnotist. Okay, you don't have to publish a book, but you could. You don't have to be on TV, but you could. All right, I know a lot of hypnotists who write blog posts. They have videos. You can do books or television, whatever you want. It doesn't mean that you're just in the office working with clients. But I would say most hypnotists do. Most hypnotists, what they want to do is they want to be in the office and helping clients day in and day out. But you can do more. And so I think it's really exciting. I think that it's a really exciting time to be a hypnotist. We're kind of on the leading edge of consciousness, or consciousness explorers. That's what I call myself. And I want a bunch of people to come with me because we have a lot of work to do. Okay, we have a lot of good work to do. And you can design your career however you want. All right, that's fascinating and exciting. So, all right, do you feel like you're meant to help people in lasting and meaningful ways? Let me know. Put it in the chat. What do you want, right? What do you want to do? Do you want to help people in lasting and meaningful ways? I hope to see a lot of yeses, because that's what we're here for, right? If you're not, if you're just here because you think hypnosis is cool, or you just want to make a bunch of money, or you want to be a stage hypnotist, you're not really hoping to help people, then this is not the right training for you. And you can save yourself some time and go grab some lunch or go do something else, okay? This is for helping people in lasting and meaningful ways. All right, good job, you guys. Melody, Emily, yes, all right, awesome. You guys are on the right call. Let's continue. Are you intrigued? Oh, this is good. Are you intrigued by how the mind works and believe we are inherently more powerful than we realize? I'll tell you guys something. Go ahead and put yes in the chat again if you are intrigued by how the mind works. My first book, I wanted to call it Inherent Power, because I believe that we can tap into this really amazing resource inside of us, okay? But my publisher knew that there would be like inherent power. Marketing a book called Inherent Power is difficult to do. So I'm really thankful to have an amazing publisher, and she is super smart. And so she helped me understand that it's more important to help people with a very specific problem. And I helped, like I said, 60 to 70% of my clients I'm helping lose weight. And it's just so rewarding and fulfilling, you guys. People are losing weight and it's easy. So they're taking the weight off, and it's so much more than that. People are, mending relationships, sleeping better, getting new jobs. It just is the beginning of a whole new life. All right, so good. Intrigued at how the mind works. We are inherently more powerful than we realize. I want to share something with you guys. This is really cool. So I told you earlier that your conscious mind is limited to 7 to 9 bits of information. So this is a somewhat mind-blowing, at least it is to me. You are always more than what you think you are, right? By design. If you can really only think 7 to 9 things at one time with your conscious mind, you by definition are always more. So just think about that. Whatever you think about yourself, even in a good way, you're always more than that, because your conscious mind is limited, right? So you are beautiful, powerful beyond measure, all right? We want to help our clients feel the same way. All right. I need a lot of people out there helping me do this. We can raise the level of consciousness and help and healing in communities around the world. I am looking for a lot of people to help me do this. Okay. Another one of my favorite quotes: we rise by lifting others, right? So we can help our communities, we can help our families and everyone just by lifting others in the community. This is a hypnotherapist that works here at Cascade Hypnosis Center with me. And so I just wanted to share a success story from her. She was she had lost confidence in helping people because she had a personal illness, but through the training and through the process of hypnosis, she healed herself. And then after healing herself, she started doing hypnosis. She only works 1 day a week because she has a separate business. But that 1 day a week, she improved her income by 40%. So she makes a lot more money now just in 1 day a week. So what about you? Can you actually hypnotize somebody. I know if you're watching like YouTube videos or stage shows or like America's Got Talent or something like that, you might be thinking, well, I don't know if I could do that. It looks kind of like a magic show or something like that. But the answer is yes, because hypnosis is a normal and natural state of mind that we go into all the time. And the best hypnotic techniques can be taught. They are repeatable. We can teach them. You can learn them. And so I only work with techniques that are repeatable. Okay, it's not a touchy-feely, intuitive type of thing. If you're kind of an empath or you work on intuition, great. But you're still going to learn how to do this in a systematic approach, okay, because it's more effective that way. We all have our own skills that we're going to bring to this practice. And hypnosis, to some degree, is a little bit, there's some artistic component to it, but that's just what's going to make you a really good hypnotist, is what you add to the systematic approach, okay? So what separates the wannabe hypnotists from the hypnotists that make a difference? The ones that are successful, the ones that stay in business for the long term. I'm going to share with you the training that I've been telling you guys about. So I'm going to share with you the systematic approach. We want to have a systematic approach to a large degree because I don't want you guys stressing out about what to do with clients all the time. I see this on all of the message boards across LinkedIn and Facebook. Other hypnotists with other training. What should I do with this client? What should I do with this client? What should I do with this client? And you know, the training that I'm going to share with you, we don't think of it like that. Okay. You're going to know what to do with every single client. It's a systematic approach, which means you're more effective with clients. You're totally present with your clients in real time. You're not trying to think about what solution to use with them. Okay. I see a lot of hypnotists doing it that way, and we can get good results that way, but it's so much harder, and they get burned out. And they don't stay in business as long. They really don't, just because it's too hard. You need the right hypnosis training for what you want to do. So you need the hypnosis techniques, you need strategy, you need to build your business. And one of the most important things, you need really, really good self-care. You can't be a great hypnotist if you've got your own stuff unresolved. Okay. It doesn't mean you need to be perfect. Okay. But if you have big issues in your life, those need to be resolved. You need to have really good self-care. And that's why this course is designed with what's called 7-Path Self-Hypnosis, with self-hypnosis to help you work through those things on your own. This course itself is personal transformation. And if you guys want to, you could look at the testimonials. There's, 50, 60 plus testimonials on my site from students. And one of the very common themes is this is transformative. The course itself is transformative personally. When you have personal transformation, it's so much easier to be an awesome hypnotist, okay? So not having a systematic approach will stop you from being a successful hypnotist because of what I said earlier. People get burned out, okay? It's too much work. They're trying to guess. They're trying to find scripts. They're trying to do all these things that you do not need to do. With hypnosis, the best techniques are insight techniques, and that's what I teach. It's called 5-Path. 5-phase advanced transformational hypnosis, and it's an insight-based hypnosis technique. So here it is, 5-phase advanced transformational hypnosis. It was developed by Mr. Cal Banyan over a decade ago. We've used it with thousands and thousands and thousands of hypnotists. We have thousands of hypnosis professionals out there that are using this technique. We get information from them all the time. So this is a living, breathing system of hypnosis. It's not set in stone. We're constantly updating it. We're constantly changing it. And I put my own spin on it, of course, because of the way that I view the world, which is just very, very compassionate and heart-centered. And so that is the way that I teach this course, okay? You guys will probably tell by right now the way that this course is taught. It's very much interactive. It's very much alive and, real world and helping people in the very moment. And that's just the way that I do things. Okay, so it's a transformational course. Phase 1, I'm going to go through an overview of 5-Path. The first phase is preparation, testing, and convincing. What we're doing in this first phase is we are helping our clients have hope again. So many of our clients are coming to us desperate, and they'll say, Erica, I don't even know why I'm here. I've tried everything. And then by the end of that first session, oh my gosh, I think I can do this. I actually have hope that things can be different. Okay, so in that first session, preparation, testing, and convincing, we are preparing our clients for hypnosis by getting them to believe in us, by doing a very good job of telling them what hypnosis really is. It's called a hypnosis pre-talk. We test them to make sure they're at the right depth of hypnosis. Okay, this is all of 5-Path is criteria based. I don't want you guys guessing. I don't want you feeling overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, what should I do? Nope. You're going to know exactly what to do, which means you're going to be totally present with your client. Okay, those two things go together. All right. Convincing is a hypnotic convincer. You don't really need to know about that now. All it does is it helps the client know that they're in hypnosis. And when they're in hypnosis, they go into a deeper state of hypnosis. Okay. John was a financial analyst. And in 2008, if you guys remember, unfortunately, we had the financial crisis. Well, this was a very big deal to him because it was his business and he almost lost his business. I worked with him, 5 or 6 years later, but he was still suffering from that. So the economy had recovered, but guess what? He was working 80-hour weeks. He worked 80-hour weeks in 2008 to save his job, save his house, and save his family. But he was still working those 80-hour weeks. And he had gained a bunch of weight. His blood pressure was really high, and he was concerned about his life. He had 2 kids. One of his kids he hadn't seen, like they didn't spend any time together anymore because he was constantly working, and he knew something had to change. And so in 3 weeks of hypnosis, his blood pressure got into a healthy range again. And more than that, he started spending time with his daughter again. You guys, this system of hypnosis is so highly effective that we get to help people in a short amount of time. It's not instantaneous, okay? The changes that take place in the hypnosis office, we have to help our clients understand how does that get applied to their everyday living. This is what I call where the rubber meets the road. Okay, you can feel awesome in the hypnosis office, but if you don't know how to apply that to your everyday living, you're going to go back to your old ways. Okay, so we have to help our clients. That's another reason why we have to see more than once, to adjust and make those adjustments in their life. So there's a little bit of coaching involved there. So any of you coaches out there, awesome. This is going to be really easy for you. That part will be. The hypnosis is going to do the heavy lifting, and then you can apply it. Okay, and you'll learn how to do that in this course. Phase 2 is age regression. All right, you guys might have heard of age regression. Age regression is a very powerful technique. It's probably the most powerful hypnotic technique that we have. But guess what? Hypnosis didn't invent age regression. Okay, I want to ask you guys something. Think about your favorite song. All right, think about your favorite song in high school. What happens when you hear that song? Most people are taken right back to that time in high school. That is age regression. Our mind does it automatically, okay? Hypnosis didn't invent age regression. We use the way the mind works naturally, and we use it in a way to help our clients, okay? To a very large degree, that's exactly what we're doing in hypnosis. We know how the brain works, and we're going to capitalize on our understanding of the way that the brain works, neuroscience, okay? And when we know how the brain works and we can capitalize on that with our clients, we capitalize it in a positive. Okay, a lot of our clients, what's happening without their understanding or without their realizing it, their mind is doing an automatic, instantaneous age regression to a negative state. Okay, to a negative state. And then they feel overwhelmed and they're like, why am I feeling so bad? Like I just, this one little thing happened, but their mind is doing an instantaneous age regression to all the other times in their whole life they ever felt that way. And now it gets amplified to be this big, giant, terrible feeling. And that's when they're reaching for the donuts. That's when they're reaching for the cigarettes, for the alcohol, okay? And we can very quickly help our clients get rid of all of that old stuff using age regression, okay? The point of age regression is to remove erroneous fears and beliefs, okay? Stuff in the past, all right? And this is what I grew up on. I don't know what you guys grew up on. I grew up on this recording, mixed tapes, right? And I used to tape my favorite songs off the radio, and I would record. I had one of those. I thought it was pretty cool at the time. I had a cassette recorder with 2, so you could tape one to the other. And I taped my favorite songs onto one recording like 8 times in a row, so that I didn't have to rewind it. So now, music is still really important to me. But I'm including this because I want you guys to understand how natural this is. And how natural age regression is. And the thing that is hurting our clients is an instantaneous age regression and really good training. You can be one of the best hypnotists in the world because you'll be really awesome at age regression, okay? Hypnosis works even when everything else has failed. This is what I tell my clients all the time. Even if you've tried everything else, hypnosis still works and is so tremendous to help people, even when they've thought everything else has failed. This client of mine, Lori, called me, and alcohol was consuming her life. She was fearful for her life. She thought that if she kept drinking this way, she would be dead in 6 months. And she didn't want to go to an in-house treatment center. She was embarrassed. She got checked out by her doctor to make sure that she could taper off of alcohol safely. Okay, anytime that you're working with somebody with alcohol cessation, alcohol cessation can be dangerous. Okay, so you need to get a referral from a doctor to do that, which she did, and she got her life back. She wrote me the most beautiful email, like 3 months later. I mean, it just warmed my heart. It gave me chills, actually, because she got her life back. And it was even just in the first session of hypnosis, she stopped drinking. So I helped her tap into that light that I told you about earlier. She tapped into something inside of her that she had forgotten about. When she was a little girl, I don't remember what it was specifically, but she used to do something. And so in that first session of hypnosis, she remembered the feeling. She remembered the feeling that she had when she was little, and that feeling filled her up with hope. And from that place of hope, she was able to not drink. And then she came and saw me again, and we were able to do other aspects of hypnosis, the age regression portion, and then we got rid of some of the other negativity. And then she came back again, we got rid of more negativity. So she's getting better and better and better and better. And then pretty soon, she was back. She told me, Erica, I'm back. It's me again. I feel like myself. And I love it when my clients say that, right? They are returning to themselves. Phase 3, forgiveness of others. All right. So once we fill them up with hope, and once we get rid of the fear, then sometimes there's anger there. All right. And so we want to get rid of that unnecessary, inactionable anger. So what is useless, inactionable anger? It usually has to do with a person who is no longer in their life, with a person who is dead, with a person who just isn't around anymore, and they're still upset about it. And it might be what we call righteous anger. Okay, so that's valid anger. Yeah, you should be angry about that. But why now? Like, do you want to hang on to that anger for the rest of your life? We have really powerful and effective techniques to help people release old, useless anger. And it makes people feel like $1,000,000. I love it. They just feel so much better. And like with my client that couldn't walk very well, the performer, when she released the anger, that's when her back pain went away. So sometimes there is a psychosomatic correlation between anger and pain in the body. Sometimes, okay? And sometimes it seems like magic. All right, so Jennifer walked into my office. I could hear her walking down the hall, creak, swoosh, creak, swoosh, creak, swoosh. She was walking with a cane, a walking device. She took the cane, put it in the corner, and she just fell into my chair. And she really did say, Erica, I don't know why I'm here. I've tried everything else to be successful. I hope you can help me. And so we did some hypnosis, and it was a really, really powerful session for her. Okay. And then she said, Erica, I need to use the restroom. She got up, she used the restroom. She was back like that. I didn't hear her coming back. We both realized it at the same moment. We looked over. She forgot to use her cane. She'd been using that cane for the last 4 years. One session of hypnosis, she forgot to use it. Okay. She felt so good. She didn't think about it before she left. All right. So these are the types of results that I do expect in my office all the time. She went on to lose a whole bunch of weight, but really it was that first session where she realized, oh my gosh, if one session of hypnosis can help me forget that I have pain and I can walk all the way to the bathroom and back and not even remember, oh my gosh, where's my cane? What else can I do? That was the beginning of a huge shift for her in her life. And I tell that story, if you guys have seen me teach the broccoli test, or I have a bunch of videos online. The talk that I gave in Scotland, when I was invited to give a talk in Scotland in a castle, that one was called Ice Cream Doesn't Fix a Flat Tire. And this story is part of that talk. If you want to check that out online, thebroccolitest.com will take you there. Phase 4, forgiveness of self. So once we have our clients forgive everybody else, now we ask them to forgive themselves. This is such a powerful session. This gets rid of guilt, gets rid of resentment at the self, gets rid of anger at themselves. So many people, and you guys, I don't know if you'll agree with this or not. I believe that we all hold ourselves to a higher standard than anybody else. And so many people, they'll say, oh, I'm going to never forgive myself for that, right? Well, we help our clients remove that negative energy. If they don't forgive themselves, there's always going to be something there holding them back from being their greatest self. And sometimes it's that feeling. I feel guilty. I feel guilty. I feel guilty for something that I did when I was younger. I feel guilty for not being a good mom. I feel guilty for having that abortion. That one comes up all the time. I feel guilty for forgetting my kid at school. I feel guilty. You fill in the blank. I feel guilty for not finishing school. Okay. And that negative feeling, they're drinking, they're smoking, right? They're eating. Okay. They're doing all of those things. When we get rid of that guilt, and help people realize we all make mistakes and their future can be better than their past, and get them oriented toward the future instead of dragging the past around with them all day long, it changes their life. Okay. It's amazing. All right. Phase 5, parts mediation work. All right. So you might wake up in the morning and there's a part of you that wants to stay in bed and have that second cup of coffee. Maybe you want to stay in bed and have some tea. I don't know what you drink in the morning. For me, it's definitely coffee. But there might be another part of you that wants to get up and go on that run or go on that hike. So there's a part that wants to stay in bed and have more coffee, and a part that wants to go on the run. It's natural for us to have different parts of us. And really what that is we have different goals. Okay, so there's a part of us that wants to relax with our spouse or our loved one, or furry ones that are snuggling in bed with us. And then there's a part, no, let's get started on the day. It's normal and natural. Okay, so again, hypnosis is just capitalizing on something that is already true for us as human beings. We have different parts, we have different goals. Okay, well, sometimes that is getting in the way of our clients. Okay, I want to lose the weight, but my husband is jealous. I want to lose the weight, but I'm getting too much attention, and it's reminding me of the time that I was, abused or raped or something like that. Okay, and so we can help our clients get rid of that type of feeling. All right, and we do it with hypnosis. We do it really effectively with hypnosis. This is addressing secondary gain issues. Okay, another common example of secondary gain is when somebody gets hurt and they don't want to get better, because if they get better, then they're not going to get money from the state, or they're not going to get attention or love from other people in their life. That's secondary gain. And we address that in hypnosis as part of the 5-path process. All right, the secret ingredient. I've said this before, 7th path self-hypnosis. We want to teach all of our clients a way to not only get these results while they're working one-on-one with us, we want to teach them a way to do it on their own for the rest of their life, right? We want to empower our clients to be successful for the rest of their life. And you guys, for people who take my course, you become 7th path teachers. So you get to teach this to your clients. You can teach it in a group setting. You can teach it at your community center. I teach it here at Cascade Hypnosis Center. I have a big classroom where I teach this to clients. I've taught it before to lots of groups of people. I have graduates who spend a lot of their time teaching this to the community, and they also teach it to their students. But it's also part of the course. And so this is where a lot of my students have transformation during class. They learn self-hypnosis. So self-hypnosis is helping them make that transition in class. So they are forgiving themselves. They're getting rid of old fears, old limiting beliefs. They're being more confident. So they're getting rid of all of their own stuff in class. This is in part why it's a transformational course, because people are going through the process in class. Okay, so you do not have to feel like you're perfectly ready for this class to take it. Okay, you just have to want to. The heart and mind together is the key to life-changing hypnosis. I mentioned this before, but in the moment, wouldn't it be easier to be successful if you always felt like doing what you know you want to do? So we make that alignment between heart and head. Okay. We also have to help our clients have clarity on what it is that they really want out of their life. So that clarity is part of hypnosis too, because hypnosis lifts the fog and people have clarity in their life. All right. So there's so many powerful things that hypnosis helps with when you get great training. This is Heather Dixon. The reason I wanted to tell you guys about Heather is she just graduated last July, and she's got a fully booked calendar now. Okay. So it doesn't take long. Okay, I went full time in the business in less than a year. Heather is part time right now, but she's fully booked. It did not take her very long to get fully booked. And so, this is something, I don't know where you're at in your profession or what you want to do here, but this isn't going to take, like, this is really one of the easiest new professions to get into. It doesn't take a lot of money to get started, it doesn't take a lot of money to keep going. Okay, it takes a lot of heart, it takes a lot of grit, it takes really good training. But that's what I'm helping to provide you guys with, at least the really good training. You have to have the heart, right? You have to have that compassion and the desire to help people. Okay, like I said before, it's not always easy to help people with life's hardest problems. And one of the first times I taught this course, which was I think in 2014, so I've been doing it for over 4 years now. One of the questions that one of the students asked me was, Erica, how do you do this day in and day out? How do you help people with such tremendous problems? And I had to stop and think about it. And I said, you know why I can do it? Because I know it works. I know it works. There's no doubt in my mind that it works. And so when somebody's sharing something with me that is just so terrible, sexual abuse, rape, physical abuse, any of those things, well, guess what? They're sitting in my chair right now. Okay, I know for certain I can help them. And so that's what I'm associated to. I'm associated to my client's end result, to their outcome. Okay, I know I'm not going to get caught up in all of that negativity. I'm empathetic with my clients, sympathetic with my clients, but I'm not going to be associated to all of that. So how do I help people with big problems? I know it works. Okay, so I'm looking for people who are compassionate enough to hold that space for your clients, knowing that it works, and using the systematic technique to help them get that result. Okay. Anthony Gitch, he's an awesome hypnotist. He helps a lot of people. He's in West Seattle. He was a massage therapist before, and he wanted to do something more effective. And he's just been doing incredible work. So he's a full-time hypnotherapist in less than a year. He does Seventh Path. He helps a lot of people. So he's just really super happy helping people in the way that he's helping people now. And he's just a great example of going into this course and being able to come out and turn around. I think he had his business open like 2 or 3 weeks later and was just already helping people. So one of the things that I teach my clients is called classroom to client. Okay, classroom to client. You're going to take the class, and then you need to start seeing your clients right away. And that's what I want. By the time the course is over, you're going to feel confident enough to be able to do that. Okay. I've seen other hypnotists where they don't do this, and then guess what happens? They wait a month or 2 months or 3 months, and then by the time they think they're ready to do it, what happens is now they're not as confident, and sometimes they don't ever follow through. So with my graduates, it's classroom to client, classroom to client, classroom to client. Okay, that's how we get the best. Greg McMichael, he's also another fantastic hypnotherapist. He's working in a part-time setting, so he has another job that he really loves, and he wanted to help people more effectively and have his own business. And he went part-time. He's up to full speed. I was just talking to him the other day. He can't even take any more clients right now. He's too busy. Okay, and he graduated in July, so he's doing fantastic as well. So I want you guys to feel good. Like, if this is what you want to do, then get really good training and you can do it. Yes, it's possible. I have lots and lots of examples, okay, of other graduates doing this exact same thing. So what is it like to be a hypnotist? Well, first of all, it's very fulfilling, okay, very fulfilling. We get to help people with some of life's biggest issues, okay? So I come home from work and it's like, yeah, this person got this result, this person got this result, and I feel really, really good, easy to fall asleep at night. But it's also really interesting. I mean, the human brain is fascinating, right? I mean, why would the brain do that? I don't know, but we figure it out. Hypnosis reveals the issue. You can make great money. Okay, this is a 6-figure plus income. Okay, you guys can make, working 4 days a week, you can have a 6-figure salary. Okay, and that's actually quite easy to do that. Okay. There is such a great need for good hypnotists that I don't think you'll have any problem making this work if you want to make it work. Okay, it takes heart, and it takes grit, and it takes great training. If you've got the first two, I'll help you with the third, and then you can have all of these things too, okay? The possibilities are unlimited, and what I mean by that is you can do anything. You can write a book. You can have a podcast. You can have a radio show. I have a radio show. You can, seriously, we can help people with so many things. I have hypnotists who want to help kids. I have one who wants to help kids write a book. I have hypnotists who want to help people, they want to focus on pain. I have hypnotists who want to help people focus on a cancer diagnosis, okay? And these are usually personal stories, okay? I want to help people not suffer the way I saw my mom suffer. I want to help people not go through the same situation that I went through, okay? That's what they're doing. Plus, it's a lot of fun. You will be in hypnosis all day long. And one of the number one rules of hypnosis is you go there first. You as the hypnotist, go into hypnosis first. So you are accessing your highest level of thinking and being at all times. So if you're talking about high vibration or you're talking about optimal living, this is an easy way to do it. And the reason that I love doing it with hypnosis is, I've said it before, it's repeatable and we can do it on purpose, okay? You can achieve that type of state of being in other ways, going on a run, going on a hike, listening to good music. But with hypnosis, it's purposeful and repeatable, okay? So it's a lot faster. It's like flipping a switch. So you might be thinking right now, what if I'm not as good as them? What if I can't hypnotize somebody? All right, so that would be normal and natural for you to think that. There's like the protective part of your brain saying, yeah, but, or, you're not good enough. Okay, if that's happening in your brain, it's okay. It's okay. But you are good enough. And yes, you can do this. All right, this is just part of the process. I've had students come to me thinking, I can't hypnotize somebody. I don't have any experience running a business. So these are some of the things that hold people back from being hypnotists. So I just want to put them out there and let you know that if you're thinking any of these things, they don't necessarily have to be true. And the self-transformational part of the course is going to help address any of these issues and get rid of them. Okay, I do hypnosis with my graduates all the time. I help them get rid of their own limiting beliefs, right? And that's part of the course, all right? But it's ongoing, okay? I've got my own issues. How can I help others? Very good point. Well, I'll tell you something. With your own issues, when you resolve them in this course, you are going to be able to help people to such a greater degree because you've been there. You have been there. You overcame it with hypnosis, and you know exactly what's going on with your client. So it makes you even more effective at helping people with the same issue, okay? I know so little. I don't know what to ask. Well, as long as you want to help people, that's all I need to know. If you want to help people and you're willing to show up and do the work, that's good enough for me, because you don't have to know anything. You don't have to have any special training. You don't have to be thinking in any particular way other than wanting, a desire to help people and a desire to show up and do the work, okay? It's not easy. Like I said before, the course is intense. That's how I'll call it. I wouldn't say it hard. I'm not going to say it's hard. It's not book hard. It's not like you don't have to be a good student to take this course. It's intense. You have to pay attention. Okay, you have to show up. You have to be vulnerable. You have to do all those things. Okay, this is a real intense course, and that's why everybody in my training, they bond. Okay. Does hypnosis actually work for real? Yes. And I do get people that ask me questions also. Jim, yes. Yeah, so there will be a way to sign up. And I'll follow up with you guys with an email. Thank you for coming. If you guys have to go, I want you to just stay because I'm going to continue talking and give you guys an opportunity to apply to the training program. But I'll also follow up with an email. Okay. Hypnosis seems so mystical or magical. I don't understand how it works. That's okay. It seems magical at first, but once you understand what's happening, then it's not magic. Then it's just awesome. Okay. It's just amazing how the mind works. So I want you guys just for a moment, imagine how different your life would be if you knew. Okay. So pretend, if you're my client, I'd say imagine or pretend in any way that you can, just pretend that it's going to work, that you're going to be successful. How does that feel? How amazing would it be to have your client turn to you and say, thank you, Emily, you changed my life. Or thank you, Melody. Thank you, Luna Rosa. You changed my life. Thank you, Liz. You changed my life. How awesome would that be, right? How good would that feel to feel like you're doing something tremendous? And a lot of you guys might already be doing this type of work, meaning you're already getting clients great results. And this will help you get them even faster results, okay? So who is this for? This is for compassionate individuals who feel like they are being called to help others, okay? So this is about helping other people, all right? It's for coaches and healers who want to deepen their work with clients. I help a lot of coaches and a lot of healers. They love what they do. They're helping people. They just want to be faster and more effective. Hypnosis, because it works at that level below conscious thinking, is very fast. So you can combine it with whatever you already know for effective strategies and deeper work, faster change. Okay. And who's this for? People with a servant's heart. What's a servant's heart? You are there to help other people. That is your greatest desire. Okay. And you get something out of helping them. You feel fulfilled. Okay. I'm not talking about people pleasing. That's a totally different thing. That is ego based, and people pleasing is all about a fear based response. This is not that at all. This is like the opposite. A servant's heart is to be there in greatest service to those people around you in an authentic way. Okay. Not for your own ego. All right. It's a different thing. So I am looking for compassionate hypnotists to introduce a new era of hypnosis. This is not the old era. The old era of hypnosis is stage hypnosis. It's control. It's what people don't understand. Okay. Holistic and powerful healing and transformation. This is the new era of hypnosis. This is me up on stage in Las Vegas. So why am I including this picture? I'm including it because when a lot of people think of hypnosis and stage shows, they think of Las Vegas. All right. So this is what I'm talking about with a new era of hypnosis. I'm up on stage in Las Vegas. I'm teaching other hypnotists how to reduce stress in their lives. This is a stress buster workshop. This is what I foresee as the new era of hypnosis, where somebody's belief about hypnosis is, oh yeah, my mom did that last week and it really helped her. That's what people are thinking of hypnosis. I just need a lot of other people out there to start transforming this message, changing the message, changing the idea. And how do we do that? Really, really good, highly effective hypnosis work. Nothing I've shared with you here today is theory. Okay. Everything. And I don't do that. I teach what I do. I don't teach anything that I don't do. All of my students, everything that I teach is what I do in my office with my clients every single day. Okay. It's all real world where the rubber meets the road type of a thing. I'm not going to teach you guys some pretty theoretical thing that I can point to on a chart. I'm not going to do that. You guys are going to learn the real stuff. Okay. All right. So is now the time for you? The better the fit, the better the result. Okay. So I'm looking for people in the next 6 months that want to take this course. Okay. Next 6 months. I'm only looking for win-wins. I only really want to work with people. Like if you're still on the call, very likely you are the type of person that wants to train with me just because of what I've said here today. Okay, so if you are a compassionate person, you have a servant's heart, you want to help people, you're interested in the brain, all of that type of stuff, then yeah, you're probably a win-win. I'm not really looking for people who want to do more of the showy or the flashy or the cool. That's not what I'm looking for. Okay. So let's talk about why you showed up here today. If you are here to serve people, if you were here to create that lasting change, if you were here knowing that you can transform yourself first and then give that type of relief to other people, then the answer is yes. And what I want you guys to do, because hypnosis provides rapid and repeatable results, what I want you to do is I want you to apply to work with me. And I'm going to get to that in just a second. Let me tell you about my dream students. I only teach 10 at a time. Okay, only 10 students at a time. I don't agree or believe in giant classrooms. Okay, I don't think it's a good idea to just have a hypnosis certification factory. Okay, I don't think it's a good idea to have, you could probably have, I would say I would want max 16, but right now my classroom fits 10 really comfortably and it's really good. So 10 is it right now. I don't want to have more than 10 in my classes right now. And I've already got 6 of those filled. So I'm looking for a handful of people that are ready within the next 6 months to take this course with me. I want to fill this slot as quickly as possible. Okay. So, this is a picture of the course that just graduated last week. These are my hypnotists. And, it was just an awesome course. It always is. It's always a great course. And you can tell that they've all bonded here. They're all just really happy. This is on graduation day. Okay. So this professional hypnosis training, it's not cheap. It's not going to be cheap. You're not going to get good training for cheap. And I'll tell you guys something. People take other training courses and then they come take mine. So they're just kind of doubling their cost to a large degree. But my goal is for my hypnotists, my graduates, to make up the money that they spent on this training course in 2 months. Okay, so it's going to take maybe a month to get going. And then the second month, they'll make all that money up within a month. And then my graduates stick with me because not only do I give them the 2-week training course, I have a year-long training program. And what I'm doing in that year-long training program is I'm helping people get up to the speed of income that they want, building that 6-figure income within a year. That's my goal. So if you feel like you're a good fit, and this is up to you right now, if you feel like you're a good fit, I want you to apply. I just want you to ask yourself, really, do I want to do this in the next 6 months? And do I feel like I'm a good fit? Do I have my heart in the right place? Okay. Do you want to do this compassionate work? So I want people to be able to make a decision pretty quickly based on that. So here's how the process works. First, decide if the time is right for you. Can you do it in the next 6 months? If it is, I want you to complete an application. So all the application is it gives me evidence that you want to do this work. Okay, so the application, what's going to happen after the application, if it looks like you're a fit, we'll do an interview. Okay, so all I want you thinking about is the interview, because the interview is highly valuable. Okay, even if you don't train with me, the interview, we get a one-on-one interview for about an hour. I'm going to help you understand what you could be doing. Like if it's not training with me, it might be something else. So maybe a different type of training or maybe something else. So this interview is super effective for you one way or the other. So this is just kind of like, if you apply and you're a fit, then the interview is the next step for you. You're going to leave that interview knowing that you want to train with me, all right, and being able to commit to that, or knowing that the training isn't right for you and having a different option. So either way, it's going to give you all the information that you need. So I just want you to be really understanding that my point and my purpose here is not just to bring in a whole bunch of students. I want the right students, but I love to help people. So a lot of times, with some of the graduates or some of the students that come to me, they don't really want to be hypnotists, or there's something else going on with them, and I help them figure that out on the call. I have the servant's heart. I am here to help everyone that comes through my system in one way or the other get the best result possible. Okay, so my point really is this interview is not a sales pitch at all. Okay, this interview is to help you feel good about either training with me or feel good about not training with me. It's one of those two things. Either way, you feel good at the end of the call, and so do I, okay, because I get to meet you, okay? So the first step, application is necessary for us to know if you're a good fit, okay? And then we're set up to do what it takes to create, like you're ready and wanting to create the thriving hypnosis business. I'm training people who want to be professional hypnotists, okay? So that would be the thing that would keep some people out of my course. I really only want to train people who want to be professionals. Okay. I mean, I like people who are curious about hypnosis, but my training courses are full. I have limited time and capacity. I want to help people. We're going to help other people. Okay. So I get to feel fulfilled and happy when my graduates are helping other people. Okay. So that's what I'm looking for. People who want to be professional in some capacity. So that means you're going to exchange money for hypnosis. Okay. And the training is usually only the first part of us working together. You're going to get everything you need in that first 2 weeks or so of training. It's 100 hours. Okay. You're going to get everything that you need in that training course to work with people, but then it's an ongoing process. Okay. So I provide substantial ongoing support for you. Okay. So let me just show you a couple pictures. I wanted to include this one because we've been talking about things that are painful and hurtful for clients, but we have a lot of fun. You have to balance it out. The brain learns when you're having fun. Okay, so class is fun. It's intense. It has to be, okay, because we're talking about intense stuff. So these are just some of the training courses over there. There's the cupcakes there in the center. We usually celebrate graduation with cupcakes. We do lots of high fives. This is a virtual high five, so I'm giving you guys virtual high fives right now. We have a lot of fun. It's intense. There's a lot of good things that happen in course. All right, so now's the time. Please, I want you guys, those of you who are on the call, I would guess that you're probably the type of student that I'm looking for. So what I want you to do is I want you to apply. It doesn't take very long to apply. I would give yourself probably 20, 25 minutes to fill out the application, okay? If the application looks like you didn't put any time or effort into it, then I'm not convinced that you really want to do this work, okay? But like I said, we'll get you on the calendar, and the next week is ideal. I like to strike when the iron is hot, okay? And I have my calendar open just for this very specific thing. Every time I teach this class, which is usually every couple of weeks, I open up my calendar to make room for you guys to have these interviews, okay? And like I said, I'm looking for 4 people right now. And the interview itself is going to be valuable to you whether you decide to train with me or not. That's the whole purpose, okay? I'm going to be in service to you. All right, very good. So this is what I want you guys to do. Apply to this training, and I can't wait to hear, because I want to hear your personal stories too. So let me see here. Are there any final questions? Okay. All right. So in the interview, what we talk about price. In the interview, we talk about schedule. In the interview, we talk about all of the logistics, all of that kind of stuff. Okay. We go over all of those details if it's right for you. Okay. So if it sounds good to you, if you're a win-win, if it sounds good to you, then we talk about all of those details. Okay. We don't talk about that now because it's just not effective. Okay. Get too many kind of random questions. It's just not effective to talk about that now. So if it's a good fit for you, please apply. I look forward to seeing your applications come in, and we'll get you scheduled next week or in the next few weeks for the next training course. So with much gratitude, I want to say thank you for joining me here today. I absolutely love hypnosis. I can't wait to help more people with the power of hypnosis, and I need your help. So I look forward to getting your application. And here we are. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week. And so I would like to sign off and just say bye for now.